Now, the holiday season is here, and what a joyous time of year. But it can also be a time of high anxiety, especially if you fear the possibility of having to spend time with toxic, narcissistic family members, friends, or coworkers. Now, how many of you watching would like to break the chains of the holiday have-tos this season? There's never been a better time to do that than right now. My name is Kevin, and this is The Royal We. Now, how many of you are stuck in the holiday have-tos? The holiday have-tos, what is that? It's feeling like you have to be here, you have to be there, you have to go along with some toxic plans from narcissistic, dysfunctional, hierarchical family structures, right? Because that's what the matriarch or the patriarch of the family wants done. That's the way it's always been. It's always been at this house, and you've always eaten this type of turkey and potatoes or whatever the case may be. You feel like you're just kind of dragged along, and if you're not involved, then you are the asshole. Right? Well, we're going to break that. Now, I want to share a story with you of where my holiday have-tos arrived from. I was probably around 12-ish, maybe 11. I was young, and we used to have holiday celebrations at my grandmother's house, my grandparents' house. And I remember this one particular Christmas, I got this gift that I was so excited about. It was something that I had wanted for a very long time, and I opened it up and I was just in awe. I could not believe that I had this gift, and I was so excited, and I was so anxious to get into it and open it, and I was just looking at the package and reading it and really enjoying the moment. And then suddenly, out of nowhere, I feel this yank on my ear, very powerful, very hard yank. It yanked me up off the floor. The gift fell down on the floor, and my eyes were closed, and the stern voice, it's, "Kevin, you have other gifts. Go open them," and kind of led me into the room by my ear and put me down on the couch in front of almost everybody. And nobody said anything. At that time, keep in mind that narcissism was not a conversational topic. Nobody really talked about that. Abuse within family and domestic violence was something that was pretty much swept under the rug. And this particular man in the family was known, a sibling of mine, was known as being the asshole, the stern one, that, the one that just nobody crosses, right? We didn't address it as the abusive one, though that's what he was. Now, I sat down on the couch and I was opening other gifts from people, and I was in this position where I was embarrassed and humiliated. My ear hurt, and I was fighting back tears. I was crushed. My spirit was broken. And I pretended to enjoy the rest of Christmas when I really didn't, but I had no choice to pretend, and to pretend as I was opening the gifts that it didn't matter if they were good gifts or not. The reality was at that moment, I was completely numb. I was numb because the joy had just been sucked out of me in that instant, rageful moment of that man who took it amongst himself in his narcissistic rage to yank me by my ear because I was enjoying a moment. And is that not what narcissists like to do? If they see somebody is enjoying something and it has nothing to do with them, they go into an instant rage of control and I've got to stop that. And that's exactly what took place at that moment. And something happened inside of me. It broke a little piece inside of me that forever changed how I viewed holidays. Because I no longer looked at the holidays and Christmas as something that I could enjoy, because that deserves to be punished. How dare I enjoy a gift that I received? How dare I enjoy something? Instead, I grew into this, I need to be somewhere. I need to be a part of this. I need to go to their house. I need to be a part of their Christmas celebration. And that's what it became about. And so ultimately, it was me who ended up pretending that I was having fun at these places when really I was robbing myself of any joy because I became afraid to experience the joy on my own. How many of you can relate in some way to what I'm sharing with you? And now narcissistically abusive people, toxic people love this. if they can get you to come over to their house, to be a part of their Christmas celebrations or Thanksgiving celebrations, and as long as you're there, they're happy. It doesn't matter if you're having fun or not. You see, to the narcissist who yanked me up by my ear, he didn't care if I was having fun or enjoying myself. He just wanted to be in control in the moment and have it go according to his way. And this is true of all toxic people, of all narcissists. You see, when they invite you over for Thanksgiving, when they invite you over for Christmas and they want you to be a part of it, it has nothing to do with whether or not you enjoy yourself. It's about them looking good, them being in power, them being in control. And as a matter of fact, the less fun you're having on your own, the less authentic joy you have, the better they feel in a very weird, sick, and twisted way. And so I've discovered this, and I have been living for many years. I had been partaking in certain celebrations, Thanksgiving and Christmas, going to other people's houses because they believed that they had the bigger house, and so it had to be there, that they made the better food. And my involvement was very little. Not because I didn't want to, but because I just felt I couldn't. Because it wasn't about me enjoying, contributing. It was about just being there and going along with whatever they said. And now some of you may resonate with this. So we want to break this, and there's never been a better time than to break this holiday have-to spirit, this evil spirit of the holiday have-tos. You see, the holidays are nothing like what they were designed to be, I don't believe. I think that there is narcissism in a way wrapped in holidays, and I'm going to talk about this in another video about how narcissists and toxic people view the holidays, why it empowers them. In fact, I'm going to talk about this in the next video. So make sure you're subscribed. Not only subscribe, but hit the bell. If you hit the bell, you'll be notified as soon as that video is released. So we're going to talk about how narcissists view holidays and why it's important to them. But in this video, we're talking about, again, our understanding of feeling why we have to be a part of it. So holidays, when we hear stories, especially of Christmas, it's about one of two things, right? The birth of Jesus, or in some cases, it was the death of Jesus, right? Christ, Mass. Depends on how you look at it. There's a lot of confusion over on that area. But also about Saint Nick, Santa, whatever you want to call it, who represents a person who went and gave gifts to children who were in need. And now, modern day holiday and Christmas is nothing of that sort. It's turned into a narcissistic shit show of whose house is bigger, who has the most lights, who can have the bigger parties, what's going to look better on Instagram, whose halls are decked the best, who can give the best gifts. And in this power trip, some of you, myself included, just felt like we're just dragged along. And so we have an opportunity this season to break that. We don't have to go along with the toxicity of Christmas. We can say no to family and friends and coworkers and to being a part of what they're doing. All we have to do is understand that we don't have to share in it. Not only that, but with the pandemic that's going on, it provides an opportunity to say, listen, everything is changing and we just want to be safe and I don't want to be a part of it. And this is a good thing. Allow this to, help you in a way if you need that sort of help, to be able to kind of distance yourself. Say, I want to do something different. Now, I started doing things different a few years ago. I stopped going to toxic places because it made no sense to me to spend time with people at the holidays who I couldn't spend time with any other day out of the year. How many of you feel that way? Does it make any sense to spend Christmas Eve or Christmas morning with family members or friends or cousins who you can't get along with the other 360 whatever days of the year? They can't stand you then. What's one day going to make a difference? What is Christmas Eve going to make a difference? It doesn't. It's pointless to go to these events, to go to these celebrations and pretend like you're getting along and pretend like you want to be there when really they don't care about you. When you care about people, it will show year round, not just one day. So I've already, years ago, come to that conclusion. Don't invite me over Christmas when you cannot show any love, support, affection, encouragement any other day of the year. It makes no sense. It's silly to me. It makes you look ridiculous. Go your own way. Have your Christmas. Have your celebration with the people you really care for. And I'm going to do the same. And I challenge you to do that this year. There are people who you care about who you should be focusing your time on. Or if you don't want to focus any energy into the holidays this year, do that. There's nothing wrong with sitting a holiday out and just appreciating the reality of having a nice long break. How about that? Feels good to just have a couple weeks off of work or a week off to just sit back and have yourself some time. Write a book, write things, come up with plans, focus on yourself and what you can do and what you can offer and give back to the world, right? Let's break the chains of the holiday have-tos this year by allowing everything that's going on in the world to kind of just pull in the reins, to draw back, to excuse ourselves from places where we really don't want to go. There's no longer any have to. We live in a world now where narcissistic abuse is a topic of conversation. There's no reason now for us to feel like we have to go along and be with toxic people when we really don't want to. Now is a time where we can be divided, and that's okay. You could be divided from certain family members who refuse to respect your boundaries. You can be divided from friends and coworkers who refuse to respect your boundaries. And now there's a lot of you who feel like, well, you might be alone. I've spent some holidays alone. I spent Christmas Eve alone, refusing to go to a toxic function. And I'll tell you what, I was actually tricked into going to the toxic function after all, and that was a mistake. Yelled at and this and that and called selfish because I was off enjoying my holiday on my own. So I challenge you, you know what, try that. There's nothing wrong with it. I've personally found more enjoyment in a lot of ways on my own on certain holiday functions, not being a part of it. I found more enjoyment than actually being around toxic people who, like I said, there's no relationship throughout the rest of the year. It makes no sense to have this night with them or this day with them. Listen, let's break these chains of the holiday have-tos together. I want to be a part of your healing journey. Down below in the description box, you can find access to one-on-one appointments with me. We could do a telephone appointment, a FaceTime appointment, or you could even sponsor a specific video that meets your needs and answers your questions. Also, while you're down there, be sure to check out Royal We Live Chat every Monday night at 9 p.m. Central Time. We are all live. You can ask questions. You can get answers. You can even call me for free. Again, the link for that is down in the description box. Also down there is the link to Royal We Fellowship, the all-new, in-depth biblical study. We are going from beginning to end in the ancient literature of the Bible. We're applying it to our understanding of this world of toxicity and narcissism. So you'll find the link to Royal We Fellowship down below. That's every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. Central. Also, while you're down there, be sure to check out all the other links. There's Royal We Apparel, where you can support this channel by picking up a t-shirt. You can donate if you would like. There's all kinds of good stuff down there. And I will be back right here with more videos for you on the Royal We.